Dear partners, welcome to our upcoming webinar. So we're going to start our session around 5 minutes from now. So just like to do some housekeeping. So if you have joined, right, on your right-hand side, there's a text box and Q&A panel. So if you could just key in your name, company name, and your email address, so we could know who you are. And then feel free to drop any questions if you have throughout the webinar. So we're going to start around 5 minutes from now. We're just giving some more lead time for some of the attendees to join. Yeah, stay tuned. Thank you. All right, dear partners, those that just joined, my name is Yavun. I'll be your moderator and host for today. Welcome to our webinar today, Embracing the New IT Industry New Norm. So we're going to start our webinar in approximately 3 minutes time. We just allow some more lead time for some of our attendees to join. I would like to take this opportunity to do some housekeeping to address you guys. If you look into your right-hand side corner, you will be able to have the Q&A panel. So if you could just key in your name, company name, and also an email address so that, we will be able to address you and know who you are when you put in the questions. So do feel free to actually key in some questions. There's actually a dedicated Q&A session towards the end of the webinar. We will take this opportunity to attend to most of the questions if we could. Right, thank you. We will start shortly in approximately 2 minutes from now. All right, dear partners, we're going to start our session pretty soon. So again, I'd like to introduce myself. So hello, if you can see me, my name is Yavun. I'm going to be your host for today. So welcome to our session. This is actually one of the most anticipated session, embracing the IT industry, new norm with Ingram Micro. We have prepared a full flash of content for you guys throughout this presentation of the webinar. Do hope you guys sit tight and actually gain some of the insightful sharing that we're going to share throughout the content. So just before we start, right, I'd just like to do a housekeeping address just to make sure that most of you guys are familiar with the controls and panel. So if you look on your right, you will be able to actually locate the Q&A panel. So in that Q&A panel, it will be great if you guys can actually key in your name, your company name, and also your email address. So this will actually help us when you actually raise the questions. We will be able to address you, and we know which particular email to reach out to you guys as well. So if you can kindly just key in your personal name, your company name, and your email address at the Q&A panel. And also do actually stop us and by keying in some of your questions throughout our webinar. We have actually a dedicated Q&A session towards the end of the webinar, where we will be able to attend to your question. So without further ado, right, let's just look at the agenda for today. So the agenda for today, we're going to cover 3 key topics. You have been hearing from us about the business continuity packages, right, which we have tailor-made for you guys throughout the MCO. Right now, we are on RMCO. If you look into our table here, right, we are actually still maintaining some social distancing. So we hope that there's no much distance on the business angle, because business continuity is to strive more in terms of helping the customer out there to create more business continuity for their business to sustain throughout this pandemic sessions. So we're going to cover a lot on the continuity of the plans, the playbook that we have. So we're also going to share with you, how our partners in the past, managed to monetize or leveraging on this business continuity with Ingram Micro. Next, we're going to look into the partner more digital marketing, which we have been shouting out for the past 2 months. This platform has already been well accepted by a lot of partners. In fact, we have been receiving overwhelming responses. We're going to share with you in terms of what are the best practices, what you should look out, and also how could you leverage and monetize this platform that Ingram Micro has already invested in. So you would just need to pick it and use it for your benefit. And last but not least, is the caveat of our session here. We're going to look into something that we have not been offering very aggressively in the market. So Ingram services, which could help on the resellers. So you could actually leverage on this. There's some of the stuff that we're going to be announcing in this session. So we hope that you stay tuned, throughout the sessions to uncover what we're going to announce in this last session. Well, and towards the end, like what I mentioned, if you have the Q&A, just put in the Q&A panel. We have our moderator of our Q&A. We'll be looking into, preparing the list of the question and answer that we're going to attend during the session. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my colleague here, my first presenter of session, Mr. Lester Leong, to actually take up the first session. Lester, over to you.
Hey, thank you, Yavun. Thank you. So the video switches to me. Hi, so my beloved brothers and sisters, I'm proud to be talking to you guys again. I think for those of you who has been following our series of webinar, this is the 3rd webinar we have done. And it's by popular demand, we come back and do this because the first one we talk about BCP package, the second we talk about financial and partner more, right? So this one we enhance it. Earlier ones was done during MCO and CMCO. Now we have something for you to create the new norm business with your customers in the RMCO. And of course, I'm personally back to KL. So those of you who have met me for whiskey, those of you who haven't, please arrange, right? I always like to have whiskey, you guys. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is that, how do we embrace the new norm business continuity for channel partners? I believe many of you have seen this slide before. So we have created a series of BCP packages targeting towards the customer's pain point today, from collaborations, security, and infrastructure angle, right? And then we have put into a playbook, and we have shared with you what customers see or what vendors and us see in this customer's pain point. And here are the problem statement, right? And from there, we tailor a series of packages, easy, adapt to go, off the shelf, in a box, take and sell packages for you to have a conversation with your customers. So whether you are a security partner today, or you are a retail partner, you are a global SI, you are a small SME SI, you are only in the infrastructure business, you have concerns that you don't know how to start a conversation, take this playbook as a Bible. It will help you a lot. And we put in a lot of effort for this. Right? So these are some of the packages that we have put together. You can see the screen rotating. Of course, I won't go into details, but we will put there which set of customers to sell to, how to sell, what is the problem statement, and how does this BCP package help them solve this problem statement. And none of these are by productized, it's all by solutioning based, again in a box, including deployment services for you. So you have a hassle-free, worry-free kind of mindset. Just go in, just sell, right? And then another thing, if you notice some of the highlighted in yellow below on every package, that is to tell you how do you upsell, right? We even create the packages in simple symbols like C, S, I, and coding numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we put down there as a bundle for you to sell. So that means if you sell the software solutions, cloud-based solutions, you can also attach with the hardware. Vice versa, you put in the hardware, you can also sell any software that is out there in the market. Right. So here again, it's talking about the security packages that we have. So in total, we have about 26, and hear me, 26 packages targeting against all the customers' pain point of, again, CSI, collaborations, security, and infrastructure. Okay, next, I'd like to share a bit, how do we tailor these packages? Right, we tailor these packages by use cases. So here is an article published by The Star, dated April 12, during MCO, that our cybercrime attacks rise by 82.5%. So this is the exact article. And then by using our BCP package, you are able to address all these pain points from a customer angle. So this is just an example of use cases approach from our BCP package. So what you can do is, what our resellers can do, you can take our playbook, go to your customers, immediately look at the pain points and propose the solutions that we already tailor-made for you. You don't have to build something new, go back, get your SE, do assessment, create bomb, told me. You just start this conversation with the playbook, which is already ready with use cases approach. Then it will lead to a conversation. You could be selling this BCP, or you could size the project to a bigger size. But this is a door opener for you and your customers. Right? So all our BCP 26 packages comes with a use cases approach. So I just want you guys to take that into consideration, put it in mind, and get your GTM team to go to market. Okay, so after the first webinar, I think the first one we did was somewhere in late March, early April, we have announced 7 BCP packages back then, and we have helped 50 resellers created 30 million of pipelines, whereby 4 million ringgit was closed, built, and deployed during MCO and CMCO. Imagine now our packages extended to hardware where you can do delivery. It will help you bring up more funnels and pipelines during RMCO. Right. So apart from BCP packages, okay, this is a tool, a playbook, a Bible for you to go to market, hunt your market, hunt down your customers, start a conversation with them, at least share with your sales team, at least they know what to do, what to sell, based on customers' pain point. Next, I would like to quickly do a recap on our financial offerings, just in case some of my brothers and sisters here that missed out the second webinar. During the MCO and CMCO, I always mix this up, sorry. So during the MCO and CMCO, we also put in our hearts to tailor 3 financial packages to help our beloved resellers pull through this period of time. Right. So one of them is the corporate card, distribution financing, and the last one is end user project financing. So corporate card, what does it mean? It basically, we are working with resellers to help you apply a corporate card that will allow your credit terms to extend 50 days with Ingram Micro from the traditional 30. So if you have a 30-day credit term with us, it's 30 plus 50, and it's interest-free. So we are trying to do this to help our resellers stretch your credit limit and credit payment terms, just in case you face challenges with your customers. Second one is about a distribution financing, where we are allowing the resellers to apply for another project line or financing line with a 90 days repayment term, right? So that you are able to take on multiple projects at the same time. That includes hardware, software, and services. And you are not just bonded or just grounded by the Ingram Micro credit line. So for assumption, if you have a 1 million credit line with us and you have a 3 million project suddenly in place, then you face difficulty. But with this financing, you are able to concurrently drive 3 million business to suit your customer and your business needs. So you have no business downtime, right? Business continuity is there. Last but not least, we also introduced the end user project financing, where we also taking effect in consideration whereby some customers may have a concern on their budgets. They may want to look into OPEX instead of CAPEX spending. A lot of them are tightening their pockets, right? Because there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. So what we did with the end user financing is that we came up with a leasing program, whether it's lease to own or lease to use. I believe all of you are very familiar. But with Ingram, we are able to do a 8 months deferment payment before the first payment kicks in. For example, if we sign a leasing program with a customer like in June, they only pay in February for the first payment. So February plus 24 months or February plus 36 months. So this will also help your customer to have project continuity, whereby they don't have to worry that they do not have a budget this year. They can start to plan based on next year's budget, but run the project this year. And again, how this help all of you out there, right? Today, we are glad to say we have 143 resellers which already had our corporate card. Kudos, thank you very much. Please use it wisely. 37 resellers that concurrently have signed up for our SME financing, that we are helping you run multiple projects at the same time without your financial strain. And last but not least, we have about 80 projects ongoing with you guys out there, with your customers, that hopefully we can bring forward the project this year without hindering the customer's budget. So that's all for me, and I will come back later for the Q&A. And thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys again later. So next, I would like to hand it over to my beloved colleague, Yawun, to tell you about, after you have the BCD package, after you have the financial support, how do you market this to your customers? So Yawun, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Lester. Thank you very much. I think this is the second topic that we're going to cover today. I think this is a very meaningful topic to most of you guys that just joined us. Like what Lester used to like to address you guys, brothers and sisters. We're going to share something that is very close to our heart. This platform is actually what we call the Partner More platform. If you have not joined our first, second, and third session in the past, right, this is actually one of the most anticipated and most acceptable platform throughout the MCO, the CMCO, and right now we are in RMCO, recovery mode, right? So we also need to ramp up our business in terms of generating more leads and businesses. So this exact platform, what we call the Partner More, or in abbreviation, we call the Channel Marketing Automation Platform, which will help you to generate leads. You have all the CSI. I'm sure that you know what are the CSI that we are talking about in the BCP, right? Those are the stuff that you could actually leverage on and sell. So let's look into why Partner More. So Partner More are distinctively put into 4 main pillars, right? You have the capability and ability to market your business effortlessly. So I'm going to let you know how you could market your business effortlessly later on in a subsequent slide. Next, you have multi-vendor marketing capability. So you are not only agnostic to one vendor. As a matter of fact, you have multi-vendors. You could just do as easy as select security. You will be able to see what are the brands under security that you can sell and market to your customers. And the third one is the most interesting one, because we have all the pre-generated assets that you can easily do co-branding. And the last and most important piece, right, is how you do the tracking. So let's look in deeper dive into market your business effortlessly as well and effectively. So let's look into how you can market. How do you market your business today, or how do you do lead gen today? Of course, you look into the upper right, you have most dominator of the market. How do you do lead generation? By email, event management, landing, microsite hosting. You do some forms, web forms, through social marketing, and also do some content syndication. So this might all sound very familiar, and a lot of you guys will also found that these are uncharted water, which you guys do not have the domain expertise to actually run this kind of campaigns. But fear not, because using Partner More, you actually have a one single platform which you can actually run all this campaign. And we're going to let you know we have all the expertise in Ingram Micro. Our marketing team could actually teach you and also guide you through how could you effortlessly run this kind of campaign through it. And there's a suite of more than 10 different digital marketing tactics that you can execute anonymously. So this is a very good tool that you should actually leverage out to actually run your business during these trying times. So let's look into the next one. when we're talking about running a business. So your branding is also very important. Likewise, branding to yourself. So we have actually created a long list of digital marketing assets. Assets here might vary from EDMs, electronic mailers, email marketing, landing site, contents, and most importantly is content, because without content, you will not be able to sell what you want to sell. So we have all the content pre-built for you guys, and you could actually leverage this kind of content as if it's pre-built by you guys. So how we could do this is that you can actually co-brand it. So you can take the content that is already pre-invested by Ingram Micro, and then with a one click, simple as one click, you can actually embed all your branding, your logos, your contact numbers into that digital assets, and then leverage that to send out to your customers to do demand lead generation. So this is another easy step that you can actually work with Ingram Micro as well. So with that said, right, let's look into the third one, multi-vendor marketing. I recognize that most of our partners out there, brothers and sisters, like what Lester used to say, right? You guys will have different business model. Some will be very, very focused on security. Some will be very focused on collaboration tools, while some focus on consumer. So we are trying to, make the best out of both worlds. In fact, most of the worlds. That's why we have this multi-vendor marketing portal. Inside is not only agnostic to enterprise solutions, nor is only agnostic to consumer products. It's actually a variety of products which you can cross and mix sales. So this is where this rich media library that we already pre-populated and pre-invest with our respective vendor, and to cater for you guys as a need to actually do the demand lead generation. You can, there's a search bar. If you can look into the print screen there, you can search if you want security products. You can just type security products, and most of the security products assets will be there, and the brand will be there, and you could actually leverage it to co-brand and then send it out through the campaign as well. And last is the most important piece, which is the real-time campaign analytic tracker. So nothing will be more successful or effective if you could not track it. So if you were to run a campaign today based on the 26 BCP plans that we already pre-populated for you guys, you could create as easy as each of the plan a security campaign, a remote workforce campaign that you can run it up to most of your customers. You can as easy as leverage on the BCP playbooks that we have and the assets, digital assets that we have, and send it up, co-brand it, send it out to all your customer leads. And using this mini CRM tools and analytic tools inside embedded in the partner mode, you could actually track it real time, as in what kind of information you need. You will need to know, how many have you sent it out to, how many have read it, how many have clicked it on it, how many impressions you have, and how many actually key in and sign up their interests. And therefore, your sales team could actually follow up. And this is the main reason, you can see that, we have generated throughout MCO almost 30 million of funnel, right? Based on the BCP packages that you see here. Most of the BCP package, we started off with 9 BCP packages, and right now we have more than 26 BCP packages for you to pick and choose, right? So these are all the assets that you have. You have the variety of the CSI, the collaboration, the security, and the infrastructure. We not leave it to that. We are going to continue to strive forward, of course, but this is the available one that you could go. Right, now let's look at the next one. So what is up for you guys today? I'd like to announce that, we are going to put out a second wave. We're going to put out a second wave of complimentary sign-up. So what we're going to offer today is that we're going to give you an exclusive free sign-up to all our partners, before 30th of June. So 30th of June, we are looking at, a mere 1.5 weeks to go, right? So please take this opportunity, reach out to your Ingram Micro sales rep, or you can reach out to us. Later on, we will put in our emailer to you guys. How could you get this free sign-up exclusive just for Ingram Micro Malaysia partners, brother and sister? You should actually leverage on this to, take this leap of faith to join us bandwagon, to get more leads, to advocate the next digital business workforce. How could we generate more businesses through this kind of digital platform? So do sign up. So reach out to your. I can't re-emphasize more. I'll share some of the sign up analytics that we have during our first phase of setup. So let's look into the first phase of sign up. First phase of sign up, when we launched this in the middle of MCO, we have a total of 258 resellers on board. 258 resellers, that's a lot of resellers that we have on board. And we have run 42 campaigns executed by resellers, which generated more than 13 million of funnels, with a closing of 4 million of the funnel turns into sales. 35,000 emails are sent. So imagine if every one of you guys would be leveraged on this to generate a business. It will be more more effective in other ways. So let's move to the next slide, where I'd like to cover some of the some feedbacks that we gathered from our resellers. These are some of the partner compliments. These are all written by our partners, our brothers and sisters. I'm impressed. Might not be perfect, but certainly it's distancing yourself from competitor, because we are doing obviously you are providing a lot of good efforts to the partners. So these are all the feedbacks that we would like to share with you guys, and we would like to share more best practices to you guys as well in leveraging the Partner More portal. So remember, the free sign up is up towards 30th June. So you should reach out to our Ingram micro sales rep to get the steps on signing up, and we will follow up with the complimentary session with you guys in terms of how to use the Partner More as well. So right now I'm going to pass the floor to the third presenter, Kenny. Kenny is going to give you some surprises, and some offerings where he's going to share the new norm of Ingram microservices. Right, Kenny, over to you.
Hey, thanks Yawun and Lester for giving me the opportunity to address our beloved resellers today. And I think maybe some of you have met me, some of you have not, but I think most of you have met my engineer from Ingram Microservices. So maybe I'd like to just share with you what the professional services portfolio contains. The PS team used to be just doing what we call post support or post-sales support, right? But beginning this year, we have embarked on putting the pre-sales team together, as the entire team is now known as professional services. The pre-sales team basically offers consulting and advisory, besides just generating product bombs or maybe solutioning, but they can also prepare, they can do assessment, right? And also advise based on the best solution fit for your customers or for your requirements. And of course, on the post-sales side, from professional services, we do have our traditional rack and stack deployment for either systems storage virtualization or even network security solutions. Then, if you have customers who like to buy support packages from you, that's like what the BC packages has bundled in with all this form of services. We're able to offer this either from a traditional basic installation, or we can talk to you further, right, to offer a more customized deployment method. Okay, just a quick snapshot of what, who, and where are the certifications that is with Ingram Microservices today, right? So as you can see, the long list of system storage, network security vendor lines that we are certified engineers, which is about 20 plus of them, and 3 of them are based out in different regions in the country to provide you on-site services. Okay, and I think we have not stopped here. We are continuing to grow the team and continue to grow more vendor certification to address all the necessary requirements from the customers, whether it's government, non-government, SME, enterprise, and so forth. Okay, a quick look now on the type of solution services that we've been doing the last 5 years. Right, so our engineers are very experienced in the areas of, whether it's migration, or even today we're talking about HCI, hyperconverged, right? And BCP, a lot of your users and a lot of your customers are already doing what we call work from home. So this mobile device management is pretty much now in request, and we are doing a lot of POCs and deployment for all our customers in the country. Okay, so the next one will basically tell you the different level of services that we can offer across all different domains. It can be project deployment. As I mentioned earlier, it can be just some basic installation you need, or some very complex migration projects that you require assistance from Ingram Micro Professional Services. Then on the expert services are basically, prior to deployment, you probably need to do a lot of assessment. Example, you need pen tests, you need vulnerability assessments, or maybe before you embark on a wireless deployment project, you want what you call a site survey. Yeah, our engineers are able to provide all this for you upfront. And I have something to share with you later on, right, before we end the session. Now, one of the key things on support services is basically Ingram Micro has a large amount of equipment that we can provide for advanced hardware replacement. I think this is very critical now, especially during the MCO and during lockdown. We found out a lot of equipment actually went into a failure mode. So while they are restoring the equipment, they actually needed our AHR to temporarily put its system back in place before they get back their actual RMA replacement. And of course, we also have a lot of what you call customers who want us to do on-site or even now remote services, right? It can be 8x5 or 24/7. Last but not least, we are also appointed service provider by these three different vendors, which is HPE for the PRS project program, and Hitachi Vantara, and also lately onboarded was Dell EMC. Okay, let's see what has transformed, right, for the professional service the last 1 month. We actually went on a full automated technical support services platform, which I'll share a bit more detail after this. Basically, a lot of customers have already used our support services, but I would say we didn't have a fully automated way of doing it, right? And as I mentioned, AHR, we have these 5 different brands, and I think more will come in the coming year as we onboard more and more vendor lines to provide AHR services. Okay, so what is this platform that we're talking about? Basically, it's a web-based platform, right? So our resellers or our end customers can actually log a ticket via this platform and also find out the status where the ticket is, right? And with more and more customers getting more complex today, with complex solutions being deployed, they want to know the status quick. So we actually came out with what you call the app, right? The app where the customer or yourself, the reseller, can get access to information at your fingertips. Like everything now runs on app. You don't want to log into a website, you want to go in an app. So basically, we're offering these app-based services for a customer to log the ticket immediately, and they can check the status of the support tickets, and they also can know which engineer from Ingram is going to the assigned cases to help solve the issue, whether it's 8x5 or 24/7. Okay, so I'd like to maybe to co-engage our resellers to know more about this in the coming webinars that we have to share you more of these case studies. Yeah. Now, what are we offering for BCP? I think Lester and Yawun, has been putting a lot of packages, like 26 of them, and every one of these 26 also has some attached services. But I guess based on a lot of feedback from our resellers, they probably need someone to help them to assess before they make a final decision what or which solution to purchase. So we are offering these complimentary assessments. It's a one-time health check for your customer or your qualified opportunity, right? And it can be anything from system vulnerability assessments to policy tuning, right? And from there, then we can probably give a proposal for either a migration to a newer model or latest, or maybe just fine-tune your current platforms, right? So to know more for this, I guess contact our BCP team, which Lester will share later, and we will address this immediately right after we get your feedback. So thanks again for the opportunity for me to share, and we hope to see each other soon. Stay safe. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Kenny. Right. So thank you, Kenny, and thank you, Yawun, for the very insightful sharing. So I just want to, before we go into the, I think, okay, we stopped on the spot 30 minutes, just nice, right? We didn't have any, this is like how Ingram Micro does things. On the spot, accuracy, bullseye. Right, so what we're going to do now is that before we go into the call to action and Q&A, I just want to share with you guys that you notice while we were speaking, we have this camera that auto focuses on each of the speaker and is in an instance according real time live. So basically what we want to let you know is that when we are doing this webinar, we are using video, voice, and AI technology where it can be found in our BCP packages to sell to your customer to set up a digital office like this. Not expensive, affordable. So this is also another form of BCP package that you guys just viewed live that what we are doing here, right? So next, call to action. What's next? Right, I want you guys to reach out to your customers with our BCP playbook so that you have a new business angle. Right, use our complimentary assessment given by generous Kenny to generate leads for you. You may have questions that ask us, hey, this assessment to us is free. Do you want to charge your customer or not? We don't care. If you want to charge it to your customer, we do it for you for free once. Right, then you contact us for financial packages, like I mentioned earlier, the credit card, the end user financing that can help your business continuity. Strongly encourage, like what Yabun mentioned, go to Partner More, right, to sign up for free. If you don't sign up for free, normally our charges is 5-digit ringgit a year. So now we are offering you free due to popular demand for second wave. And this will help you definitely build your organization to be able to do digital marketing campaigns, right? Next thing, if you need a separate session to train your sales or GTM team, let us know. Or if you want us to hide behind you and sell to your customers, let us know. So remember, the last takeaway is the bcp.my@Ingram Micro magic email, right? Any inquiries, do reach out to us at bcp.my@ingrammicro.com, right? So that is all for us today. And next, we will be ready to take Q&A.
All right, thank you, Lester. So right now it's more towards the Q&A session. So I pick up 3 key questions from the crowd. I think just in line to 3 other topics. I think the first question, right, is more towards Lester. So the question comes from one of our partners asking, could we customize the BCP offering, or could they only sell based on what has been defined in the BCP playbook?
Okay, thank you. Very good question. May I know who asked the question?
It's by Theo.
Theo, okay, and Theo, I know many Theos, so I probably guess which Theo. Yes, you can customize the BCP package. The BCP package that we tailor-made and put together is based on assumption of customers from an organization up to 300 employees, right? So if you have a customer that needs customization, you can work with us. We know their pain point and we can tailor accordingly. So definitely it's yes, but once you customize, we won't upload that in Partner More. That will be your signature for you to sell to your customers. If I answer that question correctly?
Yeah, I think that actually pretty summed up. I think what we want to build is the opportunity and leads that we want to govern with you guys, right? Thank you, Lester, for that kind answer. I think the next question is more tuned towards the platform, and we always get a lot of questions on Partner More. I think the first question is more, I think it's from Casey. He's asking about is this platform free? I think through the closing some remarks by Lester now, he kind of mentioned it. So right now, what we are doing right now, Ingram Micro is actually, we have already invested in this platform Partner More. And our initial thoughts that we will be charging partners for this platform to use it. But throughout this MCO and critical moment, we have decided to give this as a complimentary offering to most of our partners. Yes, as in, if you were to generate sales, it will be also beneficial for us. So do leverage on this golden timing while we are giving out for free, leverage on the contents and stuff, and we try to generate business from that, right? So that will be the one. And the next question that Casey has, right, is that can I customize, my own EDM? Yes, you can do it. Because in Ingram Micro, we have our set of marketing specialists and creative content creator. They could actually help you in assisting you to create your own customized EDM or campaigns. For example, if you find that you have certain criteria in your campaign that you would like to customize, and it's not predefined in the 26 BCPs playbook, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to us to spell out your requirements, and we will be able to customize your campaigns. And in fact, we could also run your campaign on your behalf, right? I hope that answered your question, Casey. So I think the last questions that I'm going to pick up, right? It's more towards services. While you did not state your name, so I'll just read out your question. So this question is more towards Kenny. Kenny,
Yes,
I think
yes.
it's more towards your assessment. So the question comes into place. So understand it's a free assessment, but can I charge my customer for that free assessment, and how much does the standard rate for charging for assessment?
Well, yeah, good question. I think Lester did mention that, for our esteemed resellers, we are not charging for this one-time complimentary. And how do you charge assessments for your customers? Basically, we look at the mandates and look at the efforts, right? It can be anything range from 1,500 per day to 3,000, depends on how complex the assessment will be. And I think the whole thing about assessments is the customers wants a report or what's the next action, call to action, and can work together with you on this matter. Thank you.
All right, so I think that sums up most of our Q&A session. So I just like to do a wrap up, right? I do hope that most of you, brothers and sisters, our dear resellers, you do enjoy and find it fruitful, or the content that we prepare to you guys, be it the BCP playbook, the partner more, and also the services that we give you in terms of add-ons and value add. So I do see some of the asks from the Q&A panel that you want to reach out in terms of getting us the slides and recording and stuff, right? So recording, this webinar is recorded, so later on we can share you the recording link. You can actually use this recording link for a refresher between your team, or you can share it to some of your team member to which miss out the session, right? And the slide will also be sent out to you guys. So if you need it urgently, do drop an email to us at bcp.mind@ingrammicro.com to get the content ready. So I'd like to tell you guys again, we are in the recovery mood of the MCO. I hope you guys will still stay safe, stay strong, and most importantly, right, stay connected with Ingram Micro, especially the sales rep to reach out to us whenever you need. So please again, I'd like to thank you guys on behalf of Lester, Kenny, and myself, Yavun. I'd like to thank you again for joining us for today's webinar. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Remember, call me for whiskey.